Hi. Hi, Julie. Hi, Marty. Hi, Julie. We've missed you too. Let me just see. That's that lag. That's a horrible lag. A horrible lag. It's really big. There you is. It's a horrible lag. Whoops. Yeah. Turn it off. Hi. I hope everyone's well ish. There's a lot of stuff going around. I just, yep, including me last week. I just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. I'm feeling better. Hi, Mary Lou. Whew, I'm out of breath. I've literally been running around, and there's no excuse to be running around. I've only had an entire week to prepare for this stream, and it always catches me with my pants down because I keep on changing my mind as to what I want to do, and that's my problem. And then I say, I'm going to do that. No, I'll do that. No, maybe I'll do that. And then I decide I'm going to do that. And then I start gathering things to do that. Hi, Sharon. Just too many choices out there. Too many choices. And I've got too much damn stuff because almost anything that I decide I want to do, guess what? I got the stuff. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. Stacy. Catitude Crafters. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My cat is sitting over there with a tude. Boy, does she have a catitude. I closed the bedroom door last night. I wouldn't let her sleep with me. And guess what? I know this is going to be a shocker, but I had a good night's sleep. Hi, Sandra. Good morning. Yep, from Aussie. So it's tomorrow. It's Monday morning. That's right. Yeah. Now, and you are in the middle of summer, right? And where in Australia? Hi, Safia. Where in Australia are you? If you don't mind me asking. I'm in Melbourne, Florida. I have a very good friend, well, my son's brother-in-law. It's hot, hot, hot. Has a brewery in Sydney called The Batch, where they do microbrewing. And it's very successful. I even have The Batch t-shirt all the way from, hi Dell, all the way from Sydney. Newcastle, South Wales. Wow, we are spread out. There was somebody this morning that, you're in Adele. Okay. Adelaide, not Adele, Adelaide, South Australia. So that's going to be really hot. Here in Oz, yeah. I mean, I was watching Miriam this morning. Hi, Cal. And of course, I can't remember, but there was somebody in the stream that was from somewhere that I was like, oh, Switzerland. I don't think I was ever aware that we had anybody from Switzerland. I don't remember her name, but she said she was from Switzerland. I thought, wow, that's so cool. I mean, we are just, this always amazes me. Am I frozen? No, it always amazes me. When if you just stop and think about it, about where we're all situated, and that we can come here and communicate and play a little bit, which is always amazing to me. So I just came in from putting the garbage out, And it's chilly. I mean, for Florida, I always have to preface for Florida. Uh, there's a wind advisory, wind chill factor, and the wind is a little brisk. And I'm looking out on the, well, they're not there now, but earlier today there was a sandhill crane couple, and they were all. I felt so bad for them. They were all hunkered up, and they had their heads in their wings. They had they buried their faces or their heads in their wings, just to, I guess, to keep warm. Obviously, to keep warm. It is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. Blowing a gale here in London. Yeah, it seems storm warnings. Oh boy. Yeah. I don't know. It seems, I know this is not possible, but it just seems that it's, well, of course it's possible. It just seems like it's been inordinately windy all over the place. It's been very windy here in Florida, more than I've ever remembered, without hurricanes, obviously, and the super cold weather. I don't even know what we're going to read. I came in from putting the garbage out because I'd rather put it out now while it's still light out than when it's dark. And that sounds stupid, like I'm afraid of the dark, and like I don't have to go. Anyway, so let's see what we haven't read. Read. I thought I had read this, and Gail's not here because she's always the one that knows whether we've read something or not. Read that one. Graham, I think we've read those two. Stargazing. Pass it on. All right, let's read Pass It On. And let me write down we read it. Read. And it's 1/21/24. I was watching the football game. The Buck, I'm a Bucks. Yeah, I know, right, Mary Lou? It's not like I have to go for or like it's some in a bad neighborhood. I just like to get it done with, and they pick up our garbage like at pay for. Yeah, they pick up our garbage like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, so you have to put it out the night before. There's no, unless you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And speak of my garbage, and I know I'm diversing, but there's somebody, and I don't know who it is, and I would love to catch them. They bring in my garbage cans every week. Hi, Barbara. And they must, I don't know, they must be somebody new on the block. And they do it every Monday. And they must be out for an early-ish walk. But I've tried to, when I've gotten up early-ish for me, like at 8 o'clock in the morning, the first thing I go is to see whether my garbage cans have been brought up to the house. I know, isn't that lovely? And if not, I would lay in wait for them. But usually Susan, I kind of suspected you. I figured maybe, telepathically hi, Susan, you were bringing in my garbage. Thought maybe you might be the culprit. After all, you did send me virtual chicken soup. That was delicious. But I haven't been able to catch the person to be able to thank them. I'm just thinking that it must be a new person and I did meet a new couple. We had a block party last Saturday, and there was a new couple here, and they were youngish. Giving them a fight, saying thanks, yes. And I'm suspecting maybe it's him, but I don't know. But it's every Monday without fail. Both my garbage cans are brought right up to my garage, and it's just so sweet. But they didn't do it on Thursday because let's see, Christmas Day was Monday, right? So the garbage didn't go out, and the garbage went out on Thursday, but they didn't bring it up on Thursday. So I don't know, but one of these days Um, oh, the woman next door goes through your garbage and takes things. Whatever. Interesting. Huh. Well, I was thinking that I thought about that, Julie. I did. And maybe I could. I could just tape it right on the top of these are big plastic bins, and they are picked up by machine. I mean, the garbage man doesn't even get out of the comfort of his cab, so to speak. He pushes a couple of buttons and a big claw comes down and grabs the garbage, literally hugs the garbage can, takes it up and then dumps it. And then the lid comes off and it opens and everything goes out down into the garbage truck. Uh, so they don't really pick anything. I mean, they're not physically like in the olden days when they picked up garbage. And if you have something outside of a can, outside of the garbage bin, forget it. That's a special order, so to speak. Yeah, it's a willy bin, right? Yeah, but I could tape a note. That's a great idea. I should just take a big piece of paper and just tape it on the top of the bin. Yes, I like that. I will have to do that instead of waiting and lying in wait for them and scaring them. Yeah. And at least it doesn't matter who it is, right? It's someone really nice. Well, yeah, I would tape it down with like packing tape, clear packing tape. Just cover the whole note. Yeah. Hi, Angie. Good to see you. I want some good trash too. Well, we have garbage, and then we have recyclables. My recyclables are maybe pretty good because it's all paper stuff and packaging. So that's my recyclables is probably good stuff. It would be usable for other stuff. All right, so pass it on. That's kind of what we're talking about. Pay it forward, pass it on. V.P. Menon was a significant political figure in India during its struggle for independence from Britain after World War II. He was the highest ranking Indian in the viceroyal establishment, and it was to him that Lord Mountbatten turned for the final drafting of the charter plan for independence. Now, Lord Mountbatten was assassinated many years later. Unlike most of the leaders of the independence movement, Menyon was a rarity, a self-made man. No degree from Oxford or Cambridge graced his office walls, and he had no caste or family ties to support his ambitions. Eldest son of 12 children, he quit school at 13 and worked as a laborer, coal miner, factory hand, merchant, and school teacher. He talked his way into a job as a clerk in the Indian administration, and his rise was meteoric, largely because of his integrity and brilliant skills in working with both Indian and British officials in a productive way. Both Nehru and Mountbatten mentioned his name with highest praise as one who was made practical possible, as one who made practical freedom possible for his country. Two characteristics stood out as particularly memorable: a kind of aloof, impersonal efficiency. Isn't that how you work, Susan? Aloof, impersonal efficiency. I think that's how Susan operates. And a reputation for personal charity. His daughter explained the background of this latter trait after he died. When Menyon arrived in Delhi, to seek a job in government, all his possessions, including his money and ID, were stolen at the railroad station. He would have to return home on foot, defeated. In desperation, he turned on an elderly Sikh, explained his troubles, and asked for a temporary loan of 15 rupees to tie him over until he could get a job. The Sikh gave him the money. When Menyon asked for his address so that he could repay the man, the Sikh said that Menyon owed the debt to any stranger who came to him in need as long as he lived. The help came from a stranger and was to be repaid to a stranger. Menyon never forgot that debt, neither the gift of trust nor the 15 rupees. His daughter said that the day before Menyon died, a beggar came to the family home in Bangalore, asking for help for buy new sandals, for his feet were covered with sores. Minion asked his daughter to take 15 rupees out of his wallet and give it to the man. It was Minion's last conscious act. This story was told to me by a man whose name I do not know. He was standing beside me in the Bombay airport at a left baggage counter. I had come to reclaim my bags and had no Indian currency left. The agent would not take a traveler's check, and I was uncertain about getting my luggage and making my plane. The man paid my claim check fee with about 80 cents and told me the story as a way of refusing my attempt to figure out how to repay him. His father had been Minion's assistant and had learned Minion's Sherpa ways and passed them on to his son. The son had continued the tradition of seeing himself in debt to strangers whenever possible. Whenever, however. Wow. From a nameless Sikh to an Indian civil servant, to his assistant, to his son, to me, a white foreigner, in a moment of frustrating inconvenience. The gift was not large as money goes, and my need was not great, but the spirit of the gift is beyond price and leaves me blessed and in debt. On several occasions, when I have thought about the story of the Good Samaritan, I have wondered about the rest of the story. What effect did the charity have on the man who was robbed and beaten and taken care of by the Good Samaritan? Did he remember the cruelty of the robbers and shape his life with that memory? Or did he remember the nameless generosity of the Samaritan and shape his life with that debt? What did he pass on to the strangers in his life, those in need he met? Readers have passed on many variations of this story to me. Some are autobiographical, it happened to them, and some give credit to many different famous personages. What's true? Professional facts checkers aren't sure, but at least these three things are certain. Our belief in the necessity of the generosity at the heart of the story, our shared capacity to be part of the chain of generosity, and our belief in the enduring power of the simple, compassionate gesture. We want these things to be true. And are they? There you go. Pass it on. Pay it forward. Just like my neighbor. Now, I did bring in my roofmate's garbage cans for several months after she had hip surgery, but I was asked to. Because I wouldn't have known there was need. So I've kind of done that. All right. We all have good feelings inside of us. I hope so. I'm going to pay it forward. Yes, pay it forward. I like all of this stuff. And apparently, I was with the story that I read last week. He mentioned another book, so that I've already. He's written many books, but he's got another book that I think might be readable, and it's a maybe not, I think is the name of it, and I will look that up to see if I can't get a copy of that. I again was searching around to find something that would be easy and fun to make, and I came across this is a graphics fairy tutorial, and I'm calling it a flowery folio. Hi, Chris. And she used heavy white 12 by 12 white cardstock, which I don't have, but I'm going to use this and turn it in, just turn it so I have a white side. I got this this was one of the last things I purchased at Tuesday morning. They were on their way out when I bought this. Hot buy. And it's nice paper in here. So I'm just going to tear out. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm going to cover most of this up. How about this one here? It's not quite as heavy as cardstock, but it's heavy enough for what we're going to do with it. And I think we'll probably have time to make two. It's going to be 12 by 12, so I'll get rid of this little tab. So I was watching the football game, and the last I saw, the Detroit Lions and the Buccaneers were tied 10-10. I know where Kathy Berg is for sure. She's somewhere watching this game because she's a Lions fan. And the next game is the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Buffalo. That's going to be a good one. All right. Now she measured, I'm going to fold this in half since it's 12 by 12. It's pretty much a no-brainer. Sorry for the dings. Every time I get an email, my thingy dings. I'm just going to do this. Like so. I could use a bone folder. And we're going to make a little pocket at the bottom, and I got to make sure I leave enough room for the image. So let me just whack this off so I know where what I'm doing. Robert Clockwork. I said hi to Chris. Yes, okay. Obviously, you could use any image. I'm going to cut that out. Cut it out. But I want to make sure I leave enough room. Fiesta Day. There's a party somewhere? See, now if you went through my trash, you would find these, and you might say, "Ooh, I like that." But it's going in there, folks. Going in the recyclables. All right, so that it just gives me an idea of how high I can make the little pocket here. So this is my very expert measurement right here. All right, that's good. Let me open it this way. You're going to bed? All right, Angie. Well, thanks for stopping by. You going to bed, bed? Let's see. I have been ill all week, still bad. Kids didn't have school last week. Oh, and no school tomorrow? Tomorrow. Is it because of the weather? It's too cold or something? Angie's missing the Mexican restaurant. Yeah, I bet you she is. I would be missing it too if I had a Mexican restaurant to go to. Oh, I have a bone folder, but it's hiding right now. And so that's okay. We don't need you. Screw you, bone folder. We'll just do the old scissors thing, right? Oh, well, how did I know where I am? Oh, sitting on the bed where I've been all week. Okay. Sorry, Angie. I didn't read carefully enough. I apologize for that. You told me what for, and I'm glad you're not leaving. I'm thrilled you're staying. Okay. You're thinking, why the heck is she? All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut like a little V in here, so it'll fold a little bit easier. Oh no, a mosquito. That's not good. Cut that little V out. So this will fold. So I'm going to put some goodies in here. Because it is a folio. Let's see. Don't want this. No, I want this way. I have no idea what I want. Let's do this way. Okay. you're going to do this. I mean, you figure it out. And I'm going to cover this with music paper. Okay. That's the plan. And I have music paper right here on the ready. I mean, you wouldn't have to, I mean, you could just, if you could use this, but if I use that, then I would be done in 2 minutes. So I'm going to follow the tutorial. And I have music paper, but I printed out some antique looking music paper that I thought looked really cool. So that's what I'm going to use. So you're going to cover both sides with, yeah, that is the good thing about winter. That's true. It does bring down the insect. I hate to even say the word, but I haven't seen any, you know what, cockroaches. Shh. And they usually try to come in, but I have little traps all over the place for the little creepy, awful, disgusting things. You have to wonder. Someone thought they were a good idea. I don't know who. You know what creeps me out about cockroaches the most? Is that they're prehistoric. They were around when the dinosaurs were. That's how successful a creature they are. Oh, a new Italian restaurant opened. Yeah. That'll be interesting. Italian food with a Mexican flair. Yeah, they just don't die. I know. You really do. They are resilient. Well, I have this little cockroach bait. It's like it's got some liquid in it. Like it looks like water and it's in a sealed thing, but they go in and drink it and then they take it back to their nest and then they die. Cockroaches seem to be a warm weather. Yeah. Yeah. Because I live in Florida and it's warmish all year round. So that means cockroaches are here all year round. I haven't seen any recently. So let's just keep it that way. Well, apparently someone told me many years ago, and I'm not, that they like to lay their eggs in cardboard boxes. And it's not a good thing to keep cardboard boxes around. And that's how they get from, they're in shipping boxes and they are, the boxes shipped from point A to point B. And then the little cockroach eggs end up in a different location and bring the muchachas with them. That's a good question. I don't know whether they hibernate. That is a very good question. Oh, I can't believe I got that so perfectly. That's just insane. All I know is they have a really hard shell and they've got yellow pussy, gross insides. And whenever I have to kill one, I don't, I literally stand over it and I drop a big heavy book on it. So I know I've broken every little friggin' bone in its body. And then I don't even pick up the book for at least a day or two. And so all of that inside pussy stuff is dried up. That's how I handle them. I'm sorry, we shouldn't be talking about cockroaches. That's a horrible subject. Well, of course, in Florida, they don't call them cockroaches, which I think is so funny. And people in the bug know insist that it's not the same thing. It's two different things, but they call them palm. I've heard that diatomaceous earth works, and it's kind of like less toxic. And I think the previous owner of this house must have used it. Either that or she was a cocaine salesperson. Because in the silverware there was like white fine powder. So she was either selling cocaine or she was using diatomaceous earth to keep them down. We spray and put the can over until it's dead and get rid. Oh, I don't want to touch it. Yeah, right. I'm not going to touch it. Ugh. I want to make sure it's dead. Because, a lot of times they play dead. They'll be on their backs. And then you think you're dead. And you go to, scoop them up. Not pick them up, but scoop them up. And the damn little things start moving. So they're playing dead. And then Becky, and I think she's the one that told me this. And one of those facts that you never forget. She said that, that could have been boric acid. Okay. Hi, Nettie. Becky said that apparently in their throes of death, they kick off one of their left legs. I know that doesn't make any, but that's what she told me. And she's not here, but I think she's the one that said that. Yeah, they shake off a left leg. So a lot of times, I will see just a cockroach leg and think, well, that's a dead one because he shook off his left leg. I don't know if it was his left leg or right leg. But I've seen that. Ta-da! I do love using a ruler to cut paper. But of course, that didn't really come out that good. But I will do something with that. Oh, I know what I'll do. I got to cover the other side. I have a plan. We'll just bend it over. Good to see you, Nettie. Well, this is how not stupid I was. Still are. No, on occasion. I was walking into the house from the garage and this big bug came buzzing past me. It was like a B-52 bomber. And I didn't know where it went. And you know what I said to me? I said to myself, oh, it's a good thing that cockroaches don't fly. Duh. Of course they fly. They got a big set of wings. And here I'm thinking, oh, they don't fly. And of course, it was a cockroach that flew into the house. I am, Nettie, kind of maybe on the mend. I've got some other issues. Oh, and I got to call the doctor. And I just hate calling. I don't know of anybody that. And I don't know which doctor to call. I have rheumatoid arthritis. And I've had it for years, and I take medicine for it. And I've been told, that I have arthritis in my back. And it's really flaring up. And my back is killing me. I can barely stand. So I don't know whether I should go to the rheumatoid arthritis dude or my regular doctor. So that's my quandary. Fly at you when I was, oh God. Ah. Yeah, cleaning up. I had a cockroach. Come on, folks. We're telling cockroach stories. That's what do you talk about when you're crafting cockroaches? Oh, okay. I had a cockroach in my shower once, and I couldn't figure out how it got in there because it was too big to have come up through the drain. Well, obviously it flew in there because I was thinking at this point in my life that cockroaches don't fly. Hi, Sandra. I didn't use that shower for a couple of days. I used the shower in the guest room. And then one day, because every day I would look to see if that little fucker was still there. Excuse me. And one day he was gone. She, I don't know, was gone. And I don't know where it had gone. And I figured, I don't know. Well, it flew out of there and it died. I have no idea. But it wasn't there anymore. I know that much. But I didn't use that shower. Most intelligent people would have killed it. And that was before I was in the drop a book on it killing mode. So I just, eliminated the problem. I just didn't use the shower. Yeah, I know that's the only reason I know diatomaceous earth, and the only reason that I can even pronounce that word is because we used to use that in our swimming pool. Or my father did. Hi, Andrea. Has anybody been watching? I'm sure some of you have. Patricia of P&M and seeing that wonderful thing that she's constructing, that accordion thing that she's making out of Cheez-It boxes and cereal boxes. I want to do that in the worst way. I love building stuff like that anyway. I really do enjoy doing that. But it's not just pieces of cereal, Cheez-It boxes, folded like in an accordion. She has cut the sides out in different shapes so that, the front is cut out and you'll be able to see part of like the next part of the accordion. And then that's cut out, so you'll be able to see another piece of the accordion. And so as it's layered, you can see a little bit of each part of the accordion. So it's really cool. It's brilliant. And then she's gessoed all those pages, and I'm assuming that'll be beautiful jelly plate prints on it. I had stored about 6 big boxes of papers in my garage. Oh, really? Patricia of P&M Studios. Mariah is the M, and Patricia is the P, and P is the mom of M. And if you haven't watched them and you want to be just totally immersed in jelly plate printing, that's the place to go. Well, they're another group that make jelly plate printing. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, where were the thumbs? Yeah, how about some thumbs, guys? The little AI people at what have you, they check out the thumbs, and if you don't have thumbs, they take you away from me. All right, see, that'll cover up my mistake. See, like that. There, that's good. And then I can there. And that'll be on the back, and no one will know the wiser. All right, here we go. We're getting there. Let's see. Yes. Oh, that's right. They have little black turds, and those little black turds kind of melt, and they leave like a, yeah. I'd love somebody to find out what purpose they serve. Do they eat something else, or what eats them? I mean, there's got to be a food chain here. On my way, that's the first thing I do. I always hit the thumbs up on when I first come in, because otherwise. All right. So guess what I bought? We talked about this last week. Oh, Devin's got her bridges. Yeah. We were talking about this stuff last week. The good old Elmer's rubber cement. Everyone's advertising no wrinkle. So thank you, Julie. So let's smear some of this on. Now this smells not as nice as that glue stick that I've been using. That smells like a bouquet of flowers. It smells like toxic rubber cement. I'm surprised they allowed us to use this in school. It's kind of nice to put on. You can just brush away. That's not good. Got it all over the glass. Let's see. Okay. No wrinkles. And it even comes with a convenient applicator, yes. No wrinkles, but this is heavy duty stuff. They reproduce somewhere. When you mean cockroaches, yeah, the little screw somewhere. And they lay eggs. Because according to the packaging on the cockroach killer that I use, is that drink water. It's like the water's laced. The little pervs, yes. Hi, Devin. I don't think I said hi. There. We're talking about the mysterious life of cockroaches. And that's my fault. I guess I brought it up because I guess I'm obsessed with the little boogers. I would imagine, though, when the climate's pretty cool year round. Should keep around tomorrow morning at 11:30. Okay. Barbara is going to chat. Mom gonna stream with Peg Robinson and Vicki Brown tomorrow. Mom. Me. No, you didn't say that. Speaking of that, I'm glad you brought that up because, and I need to start promoting this. I got a message from Crafting Mama Shelley, and she and Melissa and AP Jamie on February 4th from noon to 4, which is a Sunday. They're going to be streaming and selling stuff to raise money for Janet Baum. I'm sure by now everybody in here, everyone knows that Janet Baum's husband passed away. And so Shelley messaged me and asked me if I wanted to participate in that. Would I go on the stream live, when I'm donating my stuff. So I said yes, but that's February 4th, which is a Sunday. And so I will be mentioning that from now on. And I would have it if Barbara hadn't brought up her stream tomorrow at 11:30 Central. Peg Robinson. Now, are you streaming with them? Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, I'm going to put up for auction for the purpose of raising money. I'm gonna, a lot of neat stuff. I've got some journals that I'm going to put up. And I've got some fabric pieces that I've done that I've decided I'm going to donate. Yeah, I got quite a bit of neat stuff I've decided I'm gonna donate. I'll probably put together some paper packs too. Just gonna do a little housing here. I'm pretty excited. And I keep on looking at stuff and I'm going, I could donate that. So hopefully be able to raise some money for Janet. And if anybody else wants to be involved or donate stuff, you can contact Crafting Mamas and let her know, and then you can to her directly. And you can either send it to them and they'll take care of it, or you can. But anyway, good cause. That would be Shelley, Crafting Mamas, or Malaya's, and you'd have to get in contact with them directly to get an address. That's the best thing I can tell you. I don't know. I can find out for you, but I think you could just find out. Just contact Shelley. Just type in Crafting Mamas, or maybe message her. But I'll try to find out that information. I've made a lot of little clothy things. Hi, Brenda. Like this, and this you put it. You can put like 2 little things and hang this. So I'm gonna offer that up. I've got a couple of these that I made that's going to go for the cause, and yeah, I've got some, and I made those cloth ones for the calendar, which I think I'll offer those up too. So yeah, I've got some things. Okay, thank you. Hey, Creative Trish, I was thinking about you the other day. I hope things are well and settled down. All right, let me see how fast I can cut this out. See, this is nice because we can talk. Let's see. And again, obviously, any picture. This is going to be a folio. And I'm going to stuff it with some ephemera. And I think what I'd like to do at the end of the stream, give it away. We can do a random.org type of thing, or not random.org. I'll just ask Siri to pick a number, and I will mail it off to somebody. I've never done that before. I don't know why I've never done that before, but I always assume people don't want other people's stuff because you got enough of your own. But if you don't want it, then you just don't put a number in. It's that simple, right? It wouldn't be that difficult. I was going to use my X-Acto blade, but I figured that makes someone nervous. Now, I guess the We Are Memories and X-Acto, they make a swivel head. I guess there's something as a swivel head X-Acto blade that really makes this kind of fancy cutting easier. Well, of course, who taught me about cutting out stuff and about moving the paper and not the scissors? Dee Dee. I never knew that. Never knew that in my life. Of course, I never gave it any thought, but what a difference, right? You just move the paper and then you can just whip around. And of course, I'm not as good as Rosemary, and she uses those huge scissors. But hi, Marguerite. Some people like bigger scissors, and I can where the scissors would be better because you can go longer. So I only have a short little thing because these scissors are short, so I only can go so far. But I can go in here and cut out the big chunks, right? And some people only exclusively use X-Acto blades. So I'll come in here and clean out some of this stuff. And come around, whoop, 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 and hang a left. Go south. Maybe if I can get my scissors to cooperate. Come in here like so and take a look at chat. Everyone's okay? Yeah. Oh, big scissors for long stretches of fabric. Yeah. I think I'm going to switch to longer scissors. These are not that sharp though. They do wear out after a while, you know. I mean, I wore out my other pair of these, and I had to get a new pair. Let's see. How about, what do you think? Bring in the Timmies. All right, let's see. Because this is these are the Timmies with the serrated edge. And you either like them or you don't. I don't think there's like a middle ground with these. You either like the serrated scissors or not. Does anybody in here have an opinion? Serrated or not? Linda. Let's see. I think a lot of us got caught up in that other channel. I missed that train. I bought the set, and it was 3 pairs of scissors, small, medium, and large. Timmy's. They got little ones, and these are the biggest ones. Yeah, I like Timmy stuff too. I know there are Timmy haters out there because I don't understand that at all, but there are people out there that refuse to buy any of his stuff. Well, that's fine, you know, there's enough product out there for everybody. But I really like Timmy. I like him. he and Mario. I usually catch his Saturday streams. Last week I think, or maybe it was 2 weeks now, he introduced he says the last color. I find that hard to believe. Oh, you have the first dates as a series. Yeah. The last color is scorched timber. And I think Mario is the one that pointed out that timber has got Tim's name in it. Scorched timber. And it's really, if you haven't seen it yet, it is almost black. It's like a dark, tarry black brown. And it's really not that attractive. But I can see where it serves a purpose. If you line up all of the others, if you look at all the others from the lighter, the rusty hinges and the twisted twigs, or is it twisted twigs or twisted sisters or something? No, I don't know. But I think he had them all lined up, and you could see the progression. And there was a gap there. There was a gap. There was a hole there that scorched timber is going to fill. You can see why that was, how that came to fill that gap, because it does. It fills a little. And I didn't, how many of those? He's now has 70. Yes, thank Julie. That's it. Exactly. And I couldn't think of the name, but you're right. It looks like exactly Van Dyke Brown. Yep, that's what it resembles very closely to Van Dyke's Brown. There's 72 total now of that, I guess, ink oxide line. And when he first came out with those a long time ago, I think there were 24, and I bought all 24, and now there's 72 of them. And I even made like a little I made like a little case for them out of cardboard, and they fit very nicely in one of the drawers here in my scrap box. So I've got 24, which was like the first set. Now there's 72, and he said that's it. At least in those ink oxide line. I hope we're all good here. Yeah, we are. Thanks for being here. I'm assuming, does anybody know what the final score was for the football game? When I left, it was tied 10-10. And they were playing in Detroit. And the Lions have not been anywhere, won anything, like in 30 years. And they've had some really heartwarming stories about lifelong Lions fans. This one guy who was a barber, he's like 89 years old. And, in his lifetime, the Lions haven't won the division or anything like that. And then there was a guy, they had pictures last week when they won. And there was a youngish man, and he was crying because they had won. And it turned out they talked to him, and apparently he had buried his father in a Lions baseball jacket. And they were talking about the Lions fan base is so loyal all these years. And they were playing at their stadium, and boy, that stadium was a rocking. Normally, people say you go to a Lions game and there's hardly anybody there, and there's hardly any noise. But this afternoon, that place was rocking. And of course, the Tampa quarterback, Curtis Mayfield. He's an older, not older. I mean, what's old? Well, anything, and 30 is old. They're still playing. Is the score still 10-10? Mary Lou? It's on NBC and Peacock, isn't it, Mary Lou, I think? Because we had that whole conversation about Peacock. Oh, he has lefty scissors? That's wise. Who needed lefties? Wasn't there that character? Oh, okay. Thank you, Mary Lou. Minus 31, Tampa 23. Wow, that's close. That's pretty close. But it's at least two. It's a touchdown and a. Thank you. Thank you, Brenda. Was it Ed Flanders? Was it Homer's neighbor that opened up a store that sold products for left-handed people? It was like a left-hand scissor store and other, products that were designed for left-handers. Why I remember that, I don't know. And I remember Homer kind of wondering. His name was Ed, wasn't it? Ed Flanders. It is a cost by opening a lid office. Yeah, that's not probably a. Well, speaking of using things that are not meant to use to be opening bottle caps, reminds me of a story about my father. I had my father's service 45. He was a naval pilot, but they were all issued sidearms and they were 45s. Oh, Ned was the kid. Okay. I think the father, and then, okay, you're right, Ned Flanders was the kid. And the sight on the 45 pistol was bent. And I asked my father about that. I said, why is the sight on your 45 bent? And he said, well, I used it to open beer bottles. I think that was not, I don't think that was the purpose. I don't think it was meant to open beer bottles, but he used his to open beer bottles. My nephew now has, is in possession of that sidearm. I have my father's, and it needs restoring. I have my father's naval dress sword, because when they were all dressed up in their dress uniforms, the naval officers actually had a sword. They carried a sword for ceremonial purposes. And I have that, but it's in really rough shape. Let's see, what are we looking at? Angie Brown Gold Bond. Does Angie have a thing that's stop opening bottle caps and cover the cap before? Sounds like, what's going on, Angie, that people, you need a doctor? What have you done to yourself, Angie? I missed that part of the story. What are you doing, girl? Well, there's those other scissors that have the, they're kind of like, I guess they're fabric, right? They just have the little thingy here, and you don't have to, you don't do this thing. It's kind of a squeezy action. Ambidextrous scissors that I really use. Yeah. I have a pair of fabric scissors. And actually, they were the scissors that Shannon Green recommended, and she didn't use them as fabric scissors, but they are fabric scissors, but she uses them for paper. But then I bought a pair of Guggenheimers because a fabric person that I know, Deb Farrell, said Guggenheimers. Her Googies were the best. So I bought a pair of Guggenheim scissors, but they're really heavy. I mean, heavy. But I guess you're not. Well, I guess if you're cutting out fabric for a pattern, you're using a lot of. But I find them very, very heavy. See, with this little bit here, I just, these are working pretty good because the Timmy little ones that go with this set are really nice too. They have a really nice pointy edge, but so do these honeybees. No, they're not honeybees. They're they're scissor bees. That's what they are, scissor bees. Anchois. Paper crafting with Lou, and she did a series of. Oh, you kidding me? All 70 colors blending. It was an eye opener. Well, she must have done that recently, right? Because this Scorched Timber is the 72nd of the whole line. Lou Collins, paper crafting. Okay, I would definitely want to see that. That must have been something to see. She's blending them all, or, well, I will find that. Unless someone can put the. Bye, Devin. Thanks for stopping by. Cutter bees. Thank you. Okay. I knew there was bees in it. Cutter bees. Yep. Now, were these specifically designed for fussy cutting, or they had another use? Okay, that makes more sense. All right. So she's been doing this for a while. I like the oxide inks because they're really wet. Much wetter than other inks, Ranger inks. Hi, Beth. I mean, they're wet enough that you could use them like instead of the stuff that you use if you want to do embossing, the clear stuff, you could actually use the oxide inks. If you used oxide inks, you could sprinkle some embossing powder on them. They're wet enough that would work, I think, because they stay wet for a while. And the ones I've had for years. Hi, Kathy Whitney. How are you? And they're still nice and moist. They haven't dried up at all. I'm just fussy cutting here and chatting with folks. And Angie cut her hand, I think, opening a bottle, I think. I'm not sure if it's interesting when you're crafting and you look over and you get bits and pieces of the conversation, and then you have to figure out, you have to fill in the blanks, so to speak, because, it's gone by and you can't. You've got you have a wrench. Yeah, you do. Anybody else want a wrench? Nettie's got a wrench. Becky's not here. She's probably at her Mills. Mother-in-law's. Linda. Yes. The blue suits, Barbara. It looks good on you, Barbara. You wear your wrench well. Well, I remember, I mean, mods are great. And I remember the first time I was going, bye, Trish. Thanks for stopping in. Bye. It's good to see you. I remember the first time I was going to live stream or do something. I guess one of the first times, Mary was very upset. I said, I don't have a mod. I don't need a mod. And she said, oh my, yes, you can't. You have to have a mod. I couldn't understand, you know. And then, of course, we had all of that bullshit with those assholes, excuse my language, but remember all of those sex things, you know, they would pop in and they would crash all our sites. And I was thinking, what a misplaced place for all of those idiots. XYZ dating. And they would pop in and then, you know, and then we had to, and then a lot of us went through the whole process of making so it was subscriber only, you know, to keep those idiots out. And then eventually, YouTube got rid of them, but it took them a while. And you really had to have mods then to put them in timeout or report them or remove them. But that was a real bothersome time on YouTube. But it's interesting. They disappeared almost as quickly as they appeared, but they were around for quite a while. Okay, is that the final score, Brenda? The game's got to be close to over. Hi, did I say hi? Yeah, I said hi. Yeah, vitamin E is really good for healing. You must have done a real number on yourself. I hope you washed it out real good when you cut yourself. I try always to have some. Yes. Oh, okay. Thanks, Brenda. Well, I'm happy for the Lions. Very happy for the Lions. I mean, Tampa Bay has won several Super Bowls with Tom at the helm. So they've been to the big show. And I personally know what this can do for a city. I still am an old Bills fan from way back, but I was a Bills fan when they went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row, they made it to the Super Bowl, and they lost 4 years in a row. And it was devastating. And the first Super Bowl appearance, they played the New York Giants, and it was the closest they ever came to winning the Super Bowl. And it came down to a field goal. And I'm sure none of you, I'm talking football, but anyway, this is a great story. And they had a field goal kicker named Scott Norwood. And he was a very good field goal kicker. And it came down to the last seconds of the game, and the Bills would have won it if he had made the field goal. and he missed. And from that day forward, his name wasn't Scott Norwood. It was Scott Norwide. Who do you want me to give a wrench to, Kathy? Can you give Kathy a wrench and blue dress? I can give her a wrench, but I can't give her a blue dress. We want Kathy in blue. Kathy, do you want a wrench? I'm reading the chat now. Kathy, we want Kathy in blue. Kathy, I have to hear from Kathy that she wants to take on this onerous responsibility. Yes, okay. All righty, I can do that. Click on you. Go to channel. Put in timeout. No, I don't want to put in timeout. I want to give you a blue wrench. Huh. Let me try again. Yes. Maybe click that. It's not letting me. It's only allowing me to go to her channel, pin message, report, remove, put user in timeout, hide user in this channel. I wonder why. I'm clicking on you, Kathy. Nope. I'll have to go back. I think maybe I can't do it in the middle of the stream, but if you, no. I'm clicking on your name. Kathy, we want you to realize your dreams. I do too. You're not worthy. Of course she's worthy. I wonder why that's, because usually you could do that. I know I can't do it on StreamYard, but I know I can do it on YouTube, but I don't understand. Well, I'm going to write myself a note right here. Watch me now. I'm going to write myself a note. I have these little notepads that I make out of scraps. I'm going to write myself a note to make Kathy Whitney. Shannon had a hard time. Yeah. So I wonder what she did. Give Kathy, let's see, Whitney a blue wrench. Because it used to be, if it was your channel, which it is my channel, because maybe it doesn't know that it's me. I wonder, the wrench looks like a blue dress since when? The wrench looks like a blue dress. Not sure what the problem is. It's par though, right? Yeah, I know. But I guess it means that, I mean, there's got to be, they have no idea. They don't know that it's me, the owner of the channel, trying to. But I wonder, can anybody put people in timeout now? Okay, that's what I thought, because I've done that before. I made Barbara Clark, I gave Barbara Clark a wrench during a stream. So I don't know what's up. What's up? What's up? Well, I will take care of it. You see this little thing that's hanging here? Well, I'm just going to cut that off because I'll just glue it back on when I glue it. Instead of messing around with it, I'll just glue it back on. Oh my God. Just got a message from Deb Farrell. And of course, I can't, let me just, she's in Mexico. And apparently, well, let's see. So far on this Mexico trip, earthquake, max flight grounded for safety with change the flight. Change the flight for the first group by 5 hours tomorrow. on our flight out of oh wow, oh my gosh, oh Lord. Our flight out of St. Louis there has a serious medical condition, almost to the resort. My daughter realized one of her bags got left at the Cancun airport. We are having fun now, ha. At least we were missing the ice coming to St. Louis. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare! Deb Farrell was on her way to Cancun. Wow, that's a lot of, yeah. Holy mackerel. Earthquake, flight grounded, medical issue. Now, I don't know. You think she's really having fun now, Safi, or she's just being facetious? Wow. Okay, I can't talk to her now. She thinks I'm all right. Oh, that's Mary Lou's talking to her. All right. That's crazy, though. Oh, my Lord. Her daughter and son-in-law have a travel agency, a small travel agency, and they book these groups. They have these group tours a couple of times a year to this one resort in Mexico, and they checked out Oaxaca. Oaxaca, I love saying that word, Oaxaca. Every time I see Oaxaca in print, it always throws me for a loop because the word Oaxaca begins with an O. But now they're at the other resort in Cancun. I'll have to check it out. Mary Lou's talking to her now. $7.6. Holy mackerel! That's more than a tickle. Jeez. Boy, that's a real shake. I'm all shook. Wow, 7.6. That's pretty big, right? No, anywhere in Mexico. I wonder, Chris is here. I'm sorry, all the dings. Well, I can turn the volume down. Well, Chris was here earlier. I mean, Chris is in, I know Mexico's a big country, but I wonder whether Chris felt any of that, I mean, hurricane, earthquakes can, that ripple effect goes way out. We had an earthquake in, hi, Nigeria. We had an earthquake when I lived outside of Buffalo, New York. It shook the house and it rattled like the chandelier. Not really a chandelier, but a ceiling light. And this epicenter of that earthquake was when it was in Quebec, Canada, 300 miles away. She was here earlier. Oh, you were at 1972, the one in California. Oh, my. Yeah, she was in the balcony. And she's in Mexico. And I don't know how far that is from where Barbara Clark said the thing was. That is, oh. Yeah, I thought that's what I always thought that's where she lived, was in the Mexico City area. I'm embarrassed to say I know very little about I know a little bit about Mexico, but in terms of the states of Mexico, and Mexico has states like the United States. I couldn't name a single Mexican state. Oh, you're making beef stew in your Instapot. Yeah, I couldn't live without one of those. Had to have an Instapot. And it's, yeah, it makes, I mean, it's great. But cooking for one, and I got the smallest one. I got the little tiny one. And I like the fact that you can use it as a like an Instapot, but you can also use it like a crock pot too. You have that. Mine is like a, I don't know, they call it an 11-in-1. I mean, I can make, supposedly in the one that I have, you can make yogurt. I did try to make yogurt in mine twice, and both times it was a total fail. Used to make yogurt all the time. But yogurt's very temperamental. Everything's got to be just right. You know, the temperature's got to be just right. And otherwise, you're not going to have any yogurt. We used to make buttermilk too. Buttermilk, we just have a clean glass jar and add buttermilk, already made milk, or the buttermilk culture, and just wrap it in a towel and stick it on top of the refrigerator. And a couple of days later, we would have a big jar thing of buttermilk. I mean, I love buttermilk. Most people, I don't know. Anybody out there like buttermilk too? It's got to be ice cold though. But it's so good. Let's see. See, I didn't even know, Marguerite. I mean, I knew there were states, but I didn't know that how many. I didn't know that there were 50. I mean, I know a lot of the early history, like the Pancho Villa days. Pancho Villa was kind of like, well, he liked to build himself as the Robin Hood. That he would rob from the rich and give to the poor, but he was just pretty brutal. I mean, he helped out the poor, but he still was vicious. I mean, he killed a lot of people. We couldn't capture him. They even sent General Pershings to Mexico to try to capture Pancho Villa, because Pancho had crossed over into the United States and was raiding small villages. Ooh, scallops in bacon. God, that's pretty fancy. Hi, Pixie. Good for you. Nice to be making biscuits and pancakes. Wow. Is that like, that sounds to me like a special occasion kind of meal. Scallops. I guess even if you mute your thing, you can't. We had scallops wrapped in bacon as an appetizer. Oh, okay. Geography game. If you want to play a geography game, I've got the game for you, Marguerite. If I think of it, or if I write a note, I can put the link in my community tab. It's called GeoGuessr. And it is such a fun game. What happens when you play GeoGuessr? You can play like in a city, or I always play in the world, right? And there'll be a picture, a photograph that'll pop up. And you could be in in a back country, a road somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you've got to figure out where you are by this photograph. So one of the ways is, and you can like, it's like Google Maps. You can go forward and backwards, and you can drive down the road. And what you try to do is you look for a road sign and see if the road sign, say the road sign is in German. Well, then you've narrowed it down that you're in Germany somewhere. And a lot of times the quickest way to find out is you might go by like a service truck that has the name of a company on it. So then you do a Google search and you type in the name of the company, and the company will come up, and let's say it's a welding shop that's in East Berlin, Germany, or whatever. So those are the type of clues that you try to find in road signs and advertising signs to narrow down where you are in the world. So if you guess within a couple of 100 miles of your true location, you've done a really good job. It's called GeoGuessr. And it's just a fun game. I used to play it with the geography teacher at the school I taught at. They actually taught geography as a course at the school I taught at. So I used to play GeoGuessr with Larry. And it was always a lot of fun if you passed a truck that had like the name of a company on it. And that company had a website. If you Google it, it would show up, give you an address where it was, So I thought it would be fun if you could play it like during a stream, but I don't know how you could play it so that, everyone could look at it and, guess. All right, folks, I'm getting there. And we should be able to finish this and give it away. I didn't realize I did. And this is, I should have done this beforehand, and I apologize. I didn't think it was going to take me this long. But we'll glue it down, and I've got the closure for this is really cute. I think it is. And I've got that done. I mean, well, this cutting into it, instead of trying to cut like a circle, just cut right into it. I learned from Dee Dee also. And then when you glue it down, no one knows that instead of trying to cut that little circle. All right, let's see. Come here, you. Come here, you. All right, let's see. All right, let me get rid of this. Make sure I put this right side up, not upside down as I'm wont to do. It's Mariah. Hi, Mariah. I was telling everybody about Patricia's accordion. Encouraged everybody to check that out. And I want to do that in the worst way. I'm making a flowery folio. Thank you, Angie. That's true. It's my channel, and you're not going anywhere. I know, but it's not. It's boring. As long as we can keep the chatter up, the banter, we can banter away. All right, so that's going to go on there like so. And I would like to go around this, but that would be really hard to outline that. I don't think that's going to be possible. I can try, but I'm not. Geez, my fingers want more. Let's see. Well, maybe a little bit. The woman that did this tutorial, she didn't. But she didn't appear to be the type that would. So, but maybe just a little here and there. Yeah, that's not really going to work. Nah, I'm not going to do that. See, Nettie. Oh, good, Nettie. Yes. All right, so let's glue this down. I'm going to make sure I have left room for this. This is going to go there. So let's glue this down. I'm not going to use the rubber cement. Let's turn this upside down like so. I'm going to use this really good smelling glue. Man, it smells like this smells like flowers. It really, honest to God, does. It is the best smelling stuff. Lily makes me nervous when she jumps up on the back of the chair. Because sometimes she'll want to, and how she gets over onto this table and actually finds room to walk right through the middle of all of this stuff and end up right where I'm crafting, right here. I don't know how. It is an obstacle course. If you've ever watched cats carry, how they walk across like a dresser that's got makeup and all sorts of things on it and not knock over a single thing. It's pretty amazing. I should really have something underneath this, but it's okay. I don't. Looks like I got everything. All right. Whoops. There's a dry spot right in the middle. Okay. Let me stick this down over all of that. Stick this here. Jeez. Okay. No, go right there. Okay. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is the best for squishing things down. Oops. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. It's separated. That's not good. Oh, no. Shit. Excuse me. I'll leave it. I'm not going to touch it. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Oh, that's okay. we'll just make it work. Just don't tell anybody. Now I'm all sticky. Almost. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're going to get this done. Now, if you had one of those cutter machines, it wouldn't cut something like this, right? Yeah. Kathy's making an Instapot beef stew, I think she said, which sounds really yummy. I made a couple of chicken pot pies yesterday, and I'll have one for dinner and then freeze the other one. I mean, they're really easy to make. Buy a rotisserie chicken. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. So they can really buy a rotisserie chicken, and you buy some pre-made pie crust, the already made pie crust, the one you roll out, and you take the chicken off the rotisserie chicken, and then you saute some onion, celery, carrots, and such in a lot of butter, sprinkle some flour on that, and then you add some chicken stock to coat all of that. I mean, you add flour to it and coat all that with flour. Then you add the chicken stock and stir it, and you make a nice thick sauce and add a little cream or whatever to it or not. And then put it in your pre-made. You put it in your pre-made. I have like little individual casserole dishes that I cut the dough out and put a little piece of dough on the bottom. Put your filling and your pie crust on top and pop it in the oven. And you have a homemade chicken pot pie. All right, now, this is what I'm most excited about. And I'm going to have to get, well, I'll do it this way. This is going to be the closure for it. Because there's going to be stuff in the inside of it. So this is going to be the closure for it. And all I did was took some shipping tags and embossed them, put them through the embosser. Oh, okay. So I have to attach these two together. So let me put these two together. And I'm going to use some washi tape. Washi. Let's see. We need some fat. All right. We need to put some glue on that, right? It's going to go this way. All right. Now this glue that I'm using, and I'll show it to you. It's Scotch brand glue stick. Again, wrinkle free. It smells like a bouquet of flowers. I kid you not. And it is sticky. It is sticky. A lot of us talk about, wouldn't it be great if you could have Yes paste in a glue stick? That's it. That is it. Yes paste in a glue stick. And that's what it is. It's that sticky. Yes. I do that, Sandra. I cut up manila foil. I have a die cut for tags. So I do that. And I'll cut them up and make my own shipping tags. I've done that. Okay. Uh-oh. Be careful, Ian. What the heck? My God. Odd. Okay, so this is going to go like so. All right. And I think, no, that doesn't look very good. I am all stuck up. I'm all shook. I'm all shook up. Yeah, I don't like that way that looks. You're going to see that. All right. I'm sorry, folks. We're getting there. Okay. All right. So that's that. Whoops it. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Hi, Aunt Bex. Becky, we just got home from work. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm making a flowery folio. Now I'm going to put stuff here too. So I've got this that can go there. And of course, I could have picked a better color, but I didn't. And this is one of those 3D embossing ones. Have you seen those? They're real deep. It's like 3-dimensional embossing folders. So how is she doing, Becky? Oh, Becky's going to be on at 6:30 tomorrow morning. So you are forewarned. I usually find out when I kind of half awake and half asleep, and there's a drop down that says Becky's on. Yep, she's 96. She's a tough old broad. Bye, Nettie. I got a little kind of every kind of glue there is. I got oohoo, oh-ho, out, scotch, yes, no, maybe. Almost done. Okay. My precise measuring method. Look at it like so. Right about there, like so. Yeah, I've got a couple of those 3D embossing folders. They're pretty cool. You have water and decaf? That's all? I hope you have food. Okay. All right. Move this over here. God. It's hard to craft when you don't. You never seem to have enough space. And of course, as you work, the space gets smaller and smaller. It's kind of weird that way, you know how it shrinks. Now it's like yes paste, right? Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. Yeah. Obviously, you could take this to a sewing machine and you could sew this on, and I might do that because I could sew this, when I'm done. All right, so now and this is going to be the closure for it. I'm going to tie this, right? And maybe brush a little brown ink over that. So let me stick some stuff in this. And why don't you, if you're interested in this, put a number in and let's give this away. And I'll show you what I'm going to put in it. I got some goodies. So if you'd like to have this, I'd be glad to send it to you. Okay, we got a 20. All righty. I've got some really neat cards to stick in here. 11, all right. How about, one of these. And, how about a nice fishy, 29? That's a cool one, huh? dragonflies. How about that? A couple of dragonflies. That'll go in there. Okay. And I got some other goodies here too. Some really neat ephemera. We'll stick a couple of these in here. I love this. Grand opening. Walmart. You are invited. Arkansas. That's where Walmart is. How about throw a couple of these in and look at that little cutie there. Scotch tape. Taping down the bangs. How about some of these? And these are light, so let me throw a couple more of these in. I'm giving this away, Aunt Bex. So put a number in if you want it. I mean, I'm going to use random or Sari or something. I'm giving this away. And let's see. How about I thought you had put a number in. How about some of this? And how about that? Do we got duplicates? Yeah, someone else, whoever. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 in 100. I should have said something. I just assume everyone knows. All right, let's stick this here and here and here and here. $80, the magic number. Okay. And then this is the closure for it. And you just close it like so. If I can get my fingers to work. Like so. There you go. Our flowery folio. Okay. All right. Stop the numbers now. And I'm going to use Sari. I'm just going to ask Sari. I'm going to ask Sari. Okay, we're all good. Dolly's in. Okay. Hi, Dolly. Good. All righty. So I'm just going to go. Sari, pick a number from 1 to 100. 49. 49 is the number. Can you see it? Well, it's there. 49. Who's closest to or not going over 49? See a 39, see a 50, that's one over. 49, 37, 39. Does everyone agree that 39, Brenda A, is the winner? Okay, Brenda, great. My email, I know. My email is on my community page on my channel. If you don't mind just shooting me an email with your address, and I will mail this off to you as soon as I hear from you. Okay? So congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. I might stick a few more things in it, but I will be mailing this off to you as soon as I get your address. All righty? So thank you, everyone, for being here tonight, this afternoon, and have a great week. And again, if you can't be good, be careful and interesting. Take care, everybody. Bye.